All right, Coach Barry, man.
What's up,
A lot
bro?
of people are saying Sean's gonna have to be in his chest, get it in close to have his best chance to win. What do you think is Sean's best chance to win this fight?
Well, I won't tell you what I think, right? But, listen, man. Sean Porter is a very, very difficult athlete to prepare for in boxing. So, if you go back to Ugas' fight, Danny Garcia fight, even in his amateur background, he can fight several different ways. The average person that has seen Sean fight over the years think that everything is going to be in your face. Could very well be the case, but it all depends on what the other side brings to the table is how we'll turn around and make whatever adjustments we need.
I just asked that too, because just talk about it with Coach Wade too. Is Mikey and Kell Brook, they tried to box Errol. So do you think it's once he has a strong welterweight like Sean in his chest and up close, this is something he's never felt? He might not like that. He may not react to it well. What do you think, Barry?
It's just different. Like I said, fighting Sean, I've never seen another fighter like him, to be honest with you. Because you may get the Sean that want to go back to his amateur roots and want to box you, use the ring, lateral movement, or that dog. You know what I mean? And I think going into this fight, we're going to need a bit of both. Earl is a guy that does a lot of things very, very well. I don't think he's great at one thing. I think he's just good at a lot of things. And when you put both of those two together, that style of Earl Spence versus Sean Porter, you go back to Earl's fight with Mikey, he did a lot of boxing in that fight. Again, drawing back from his amateur roots. It's going to be an interesting showdown. And I think it's going to come down to the corner, the adjustment, and whether or not the fighter is going to be willing to accept what it is, the information that the corner give them to go out there and do their thing.
What do you like that? What do you think of Errol Spence? I know you study these guys since they're amateurs, Barry. What do you think of Spence these days?
I love Errol Spence. Of course, I had the pleasure of working with him closely when we were all on the amateur U.S. national team together. But when the bell ring, come to 28, that love is going to be put on pause for a minute. They're going to be at their best. They're going to try to do their best to get Sean out of there, and we're going to do the same thing with him. At the end of that, we go back to love, because it's love before and in the end. But doing that in between is war.
What do you think of his work rate? That he throws a lot of punches. 75, 80 punches per round. Do you think you got to slow that work rate down because what's coming back, or match that work rate?
Well, the numbers always matter, and I'm not worried about Sean's punch rate, because if you go back in his deal, Sean threw a ton of punches also. He's just a ball of energy. So I'm not really worried about that. It's just that there's a few things that Earl is going to bring to the table that I know we got to gate and take away. You know what I mean? That could really be detrimental to us. If we can neutralize those things, then Sean feels a good chance of winning the fight.
Oh, and then people, they like to speculate that Errol has better skills. That Sean may have great will, athleticism. What do you say to people who feel that way?
I'm not really worried about that. Odds are meant to be broken anyway. You know what I mean? And so, if you go throughout, again, Sean's career, a lot of times he beat the odds, time and time again. If you, and even you, became what people wanted you to be, you wouldn't be shit to this day. You know what I mean? So it don't even matter. You know what I mean? All I know is that it's real simple. Because Sean is supposed to lose this fight, there's no pressure on Sean. The pressure's on them to go ahead on and win and live up to that expectation, you know what I mean? So I'm not worried about that. We did our thing, they're doing theirs, we're gonna meet in the middle, and the best prepared fighter, both mentally and physically, is gonna come out on top.
Well, I mean, you were in the camp for when Sean beat Danny Garcia to become champion.
I had the pleasure of meeting Sean when Sean was 10 years old. Kenny had Sean. I had another young man that recently passed away named Keon Davis, which was our first encounter of one another. Keon got the nod over Sean, and from that point on, we've been somewhere connected. We've been on the national team together. We've traveled together. We've been roommates together. Sean turned pro. We had an outlet going through Mississippi. We ended up reconnecting. And so for Sean's first 10 to 15 fights, I believe it was, myself and Patrice Harris was actually with Sean and Kenny Dent. We just reconnected during the time. I got a phone call one day, need your help, bro, against Danny Garcia. And we've been together ever since again.
Well, I mean, he said you played a big role in helping him win that fight, but did you feel him in any way go to even another level in preparation for this fight?
I just think that Sean always worked hard. You know, he is one of them athletes, rare athletes that, you know, it's like a coach's dream. You don't have to, you know, tell him a whole bunch, you know, or several times what to do. You know, you put him on a mission, he's going to go out there and try to complete that mission. No. I mean, because he always works hard. You know what I mean? So there's nothing different about the way we prepared for this fight like we prepare for all the fights. We go in these fights thinking, even though we got the belt, that we're the underdog. We go in there thinking that we are the challenger, you know, and that way it'll put you on your P's and Q's. So when the fight comes, you know, you're already ready. So in other words, we don't have to get ready because we're already ready when we go.
Is an advantage that Sean has, though, is that he has faced adversity and those kind of things in the ring, and that
throughout his whole career. Throughout his whole career, you go back, you know, like you say, we talk about the past sometimes. You go back throughout Sean's history, even the amateurs, and you look at everybody and the people on that amateur roster that he beat at 165. Right? Going to pros, you look at his resume in the pros and the people that he beat in the pros at 147. What are you gonna see that he ain't never seen before?
Right.
You feel me? So
Usyk, Jacobs, and them guys.
Hey, you named a couple.
Boo
You know
Boo.
what I mean? Yes.
Yeah.
Going down the list. You know, both international and domestic. So he been hit by bigger, stronger people. All right. I'm not worried about Sean at all. You know what I mean? Like I said, Earl's a terrific fighter. And if it wasn't Sean that he was fighting against, of course I'd be cheering for him. You know what I mean? But nevertheless, he on one side, we on the other. Let's get it.
But it's got to be an advantage, though, right? Because even the best fighters, like a Floyd Mayweather, they all have that night as something like Jose Luis Castillo. He had a Pacquiao, the first Morales fight. It seems like they need a fight where they get beat or close to beat to really go to where they're at. And Sean, do you feel Sean could be that fight for Errol before?
Absolutely. You know, win, lose, or draw, I think on both sides of the fence, this fight should take them to a whole nother level. It's just like Canelo when he fought Floyd.
Right.
And you look at that fight, since then, he was educated that night, and he done hit levels after levels after levels since then, you know. It didn't diminish him. You know, he turned around, he understood it, he took from it, he learned from that, and look at him now. Pound for pound, I gotta give him the medal. He the man.
This is going to be fight of the year type material, you think?
Absolutely. You know what I mean? You put one piece of meat and two hungry dogs, they're gonna fight like hell to get that one, you know what I mean? So I definitely think this is gonna be one for the books.
What's it going to come down to? More skills or will or?
All of that.
All of that.
Skill, will, strategy, coaching, the willingness to learn and to take that information, process it. Whoever can process it quick enough and do what they were instructed to do, I think it's on board after that. And like you said, at the end of it, if all that go down the stretch and is even, who wanted the most?
You feel like you got the faster guy in this fight? I never heard.
Sean got a lot of speed. Like I said, he threw a lot of people off when he boxed with Ugas. Now think about this. And I know you used to seeing Sean just go in there and brawl, mangle, or do whatever he need to do. But you can't do that with everybody. Ugas is a very skilled fighter. You know what I mean? Sean that night outboxed the Cuban boxer. That don't happen. And Ugas, by his own admission, said it threw him off because he was ready for the war, but the war wasn't there. You know what I mean? And it frustrated him. You saw him at times in the ring, ushering, Sean, come on, come on, come on. We don't fight when you want us to fight. We fight when we want to fight. You feel me? You got to make the adjustment. He never did.
But Sean's best moment probably wasn't like the 7th or 8th where he did get in and deliver some real hard shots. Are you saying it's because he wasn't expecting that? It was on Sean's turn.
He threw him off.
Right.
You know, he threw him off. In baseball, right? You got the fastball, you got the sinker, you got the slider, you got the curve, you know, knuckleball, offset pitches. If I keep throwing you a fastball, I might strike you out a couple of times, but eventually you're going to get that timing down.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to do something to disrupt your timing. So now I'm throwing a curve. You get that down, going to the knuckle, sinker, you got to have change-ups. The same thing in boxing. I can't go in there thinking that I'm going to brawl with everybody or knock everybody out because everybody's not going for that shit. You feel me? So you got to turn around and make an adjustment. When you disarm that individual, then you can go in. Right? Be done with it. Strategy.
That's going to play a huge part against Errol, isn't it, next week?
Absolutely. They're going to do. You got a very fine coach in Derek James. And like I said, I can vouch for Earl Spence. If not Sean Porter, we Team Spence. I mean, but it's business. And it's all about Team Porter this time.
He's going to need all them pitches, though, right?
Every last one. Okay. And don't be ashamed or afraid to use it.
Anything else you want to let the fans know about September 28th, Barry?
Man, tune in if you can't get pay-per-view on your own. Go to a friend's house because you're gonna have several people with it and watch it. I do feel as though if you miss this fight, you're gonna miss a piece of history.
Final prediction, decision, knockout.
I take it any way we can get it, as long as we get out there with that W. That's what we're looking for.
Thanks, Barry.